You're watching women's college soccer on ESPN as it's semifinal Thursday in the MAC as Mount St. Mary's travels to Fairfield to take on the Stags. As we take a look at the bracket to how we got here, Mount St. Mary's advancing on penalties over Niagara to take on the number 2 seed Fairfield. The winner moves on to Sunday's championship where the number 1 seed Quinnipiac awaits. And we welcome you inside the booth here at Lessing Field alongside Christine Huber. I'm JJ Duke, and it's a fascinating one tonight here, Christine, where the winner moves on to take a very tough team against Quinnipiac, but it's kind of two contrasting styles of play.
Yeah, they are both going to be fighting today. Everyone wants to get to Hamden, take on the number 1 seed Quinnipiac. It's going to be a good one tonight. It's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. And for Mount St. Mary's, in the back, Khalil Keshwar, one of the best goalies in the league. Yeah, let me tell you, she's 6'2". Her wingspan is just amazing. And she's able to catch all high balls, anyone that comes up into the net. Well, Keshwar outstanding in the quarterfinal against Niagara, but it just wasn't her doing the work in between the posts. Arden Lembrick coming off the bench. Tim Krul-esque from the 2014 World Cup, making 2 saves. That's got to fire anybody up. And she had 2 big saves, as we see him right here, just to get the team out of the quarterfinals into this semifinal tonight. And man, where's the Mount hyped. Fairfield on the opposite side, one of the best attacks in the league. They've scored, in fact, 12 goals in their last 3 matches. They have goal scorers everywhere. Maddie Theriault, one of those, leads the way with 8 on the season. Such an offensive juggernaut. This Fairfield team, not only do they score a lot, but they take so many shots. It's important today that they get those balls low and hard to get it by this quality Mount defense. Take a look at the starting lineups for both teams, Christine. First for the Mount, looking like a 4-5-1. We highlighted, of course, Keshwar in the back, but Louise Angeli Navas up top, kind of the go-to goal scorer for this club. Yeah, for sure. And we're going to see her. She's going to get the ball. She loves taking players on, so we're going to see that. The other one to keep an eye on is Wilson out there at left back. She's going to fly forward a bit, and she's also going to look to play Navas up front. Fairfield will counter with a 4-3-3, and as we highlighted in the open, this is a team that has goals in pretty much about any player that steps onto this field. Keep an eye, though, for Allie Kirby in the back. She's kind of that classic box-to-box midfielder. Didn't play in the last game, back in the lineup tonight. She's going to do the dirty work to allow that front 5 to go to work. Yeah, she's really going to control that midfield, and we're going to see all of those 5 actually switch around. They tend to roam, and nobody's in a set position. And let me tell you, expect lots of shots on goal tonight from Fairfield. We spoke about how if the game got longer and longer on without any goals, and you try and nick one, that could be the difference. But now the Mount have to chase. As Theriault trying to take 4 on here, and she draws the foul. I like it. Standing her ground, keeping the ball, not diving at all, staying strong. And you see how much attention she gets, right? 3-4 players around her every single time she has the ball. And you watch, she has such good control with the ball on the sole of her foot. She can just look and either spin around them or just cut right through them. Once again, Corbett and Klarman standing over this. Corbett, again, didn't get enough purchase onto it. I know Fairfield, they like a design set piece, but never have gotten enough power putting anything into the box. Keshwar will collect this one. Again, the winner to take on Quinnipiac on Sunday. Of course, it would set up a fascinating matchup between 2 programs that certainly don't have a friendly liking for each other. As that kick goes straight to Scott, knocked towards Theriault, trying to get her second, and she puts it away. Maddie Theriault, well, we thought she had the first goal. She gets the second one, and just after the hour mark, it's Fairfield 2, Mount St. Mary's 0. And she makes sure everybody knows that she's putting that one in the back of the net, doing what every quality forward does. Wins that ball defensively, speeds up, keeps those defenders on her back. With speed, she goes, and a nice little poke by the goalkeeper. I mean, that is a classic striker's finish right there. I love it. I love the breakaway. And you know what? She just does a little poke. You know, we talked about Keshwar. She's 6'2". Her wingspan is like 7 feet. So what do you have to do? You have to go low at her feet, and she's just unable to get down to stop that ball.
So now Theriault with 9 goals, bettering the mark of 8 from a season ago when she won the Rookie of the Year. There was some thoughts that, as it's announced, the extending her lead after Courtney Chokel, who was awarded the Golden Boot but didn't have the most goals on the season, tied her, and then Theriault takes it right back, which then brings back the point about these two Connecticut teams that don't frankly like each other all that much, and that could set up a very tasty championship match on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it holds out like it is, you're looking at, I think, the best defense in Quinnipiac versus the best offense in Fairfield, and it's going to be a clash.
Fairfield met Quinnipiac in the semifinals in 2019. It was a Gabby Diodati goal, 10 minutes from time, the difference. The two teams met in the spring of 21, overtime victory for Quinnipiac. And Quinnipiac and their outstanding taliswoman Rebecca Cook, who won the national Golden Boot race comfortably, getting the championship in 2022. What a player she was, by the way. And I'll put this out as a little bit of a kind of an odd opinion, but I'll say it anyways. I thought she was a little unlucky not to represent her national team or nation in Ireland at the World Cup. They could have used a couple of good strikers.
There's a lot that goes into getting selected for your national team, for sure.
There is, but you can't ignore someone that's bagging the better part of 35 goals over 2 seasons. Doesn't matter what level you are. As Green will play this in, of course, as you're right, no senior team experience, but hold my hands up and say that she's a different type of player.
And give credit to Quinnipiac, right? They're losing an unbelievable scorer, and really they're not missing a beat at all. I mean, they're getting the goals. Like I said, we've talked about their defense already, but they're getting the goals offensively, and today they had a bunch of chances. It was a little bit of aggressive, nippy game today.
Well, this could be on here for L. Scott. Fairfield looking for a third. Scott held by Keshwar.
Keshwar's making sure no more rebounds today. None at all.
Well, now we're starting to see the flow that Fairfield had in the previous meeting back in mid-September. And Fairfield outshot the Mount 36-7. Excuse me, 32-7 with 11 of those shots on target. That day, though, it was Arden Lembrick in goal. That was one of the last matches that Lembrick started before Keshwar took over. They were kind of platooning at that point. Lembrick, of course, the hero in the penalty kick shootout against Niagara on the weekend. And Christine for a what was 5 for the Mount that had such a solid line. There are holes now everywhere.
Yeah, and if you notice, where are these balls coming from, right? They're coming from Fairfield's midfield. The forwards are coming back a little bit, and then they're on the run, on the races, attacking that back line, coming from more of the midfield region instead of playing that last defender.
However, chance now for the Mount. They'll get a corner to come here. Fairfield did fall just slightly asleep at the back there. Sam Erickson had to put that behind. Set pieces, though, always an avenue to get a team back into a match. Player that just came on, Taylor Carter, will swing this in. Carter, we saw her at the back a few minutes of the first half. She'll go short, however. Coming all the way back now. Looking near post, but Wright takes it. It was Nicole Wilson to swing it in. That's one of those that I spoke about it earlier. I'm not the biggest fan of the short corner. When you have so many bodies forward, you have to put it into the mixer.
Yeah, I think so. In that case, I would have liked to see it in as well.
Armani Green with an outstanding slide tackle. Picks apart a pass to Carter. This ball over the top. Madison B was in an offside position. So we're now at the halfway mark here of the second half. Fairfield getting 2 goals in quick succession after a scoreless first half. Allie Kirby off of a goal-mouth scramble from a fumbled save after a Megan Carragher header. Then Maddie Theriault got one the 64th and might get one more. She rounds the keeper and scores.
so skilled with the ball at her feet. She'll love to take a defender, even a goalie on, and rounding Khalil Keshwar with ease. It's Fairfield 3, Mount St. Mary's 0.
And I tell you, whatever the Fairfield coaching staff talked to the team at halftime, it has worked. They've made those adjustments. They've figured out how to beat this Mount high line, and it's worked. We'll see it again. I mean, it's just another breakaway. And this is what happens with the high line. There is so much space between those back defenders and the goalkeeper that those are the type of balls that you have to keep getting. And that's what it should be. It should be breakaway after breakaway after breakaway.
What a finish, by the way. Side netting. No problems there.
It's a forward's dream to have this. You know, have 30, 40 yards of running space with you and the goalkeeper.